Hey everyone, how are you doing today? As promised, this is the follow-up to my previous video where I'm just going to go through my January setup and talk a little bit about what other setups I'm going to have this year. As before, this is my Suki Moonlight limited edition book from Notebook Therapy. As of December, they do still have a few in stock, but I don't know how long that will be for. And just to recap, so I've got my 2021 reading journal, and we've got all my different goals and my different stats and releases and calendars. But you're not here for all that, because hopefully you've already seen all that and you want new stuff. So let's get on to the new stuff, which is January 2021, my birth month, because I turned 30 on January the 13th. Purples and blues are my favourite colours. Well, blues and greys are more my favourite colours. But I've always loved like the galaxy themes and the idea of the galaxy spread. So I thought I'm going to start the year off by looking at the stars and looking at the future. And that's why I kind of went with that theme. And so we have the overview of the month. So we just have physical books, audio books. I'm going to include ebooks with the physical books because I kind of physically have to be holding my phone to do it. So this is just my pages read and days read tracker, so I'll just colour those in as I complete them. We then have my TBR. I am going to be doing the TBR pursuit every month throughout 2021. If you aren't familiar with it already, if you hop on over to JD Ray Reads, who I will link below, she's the one that created this, so it's basically Trivial Pursuit, but each of the colours is a different genre or category for books. So for mine, I've got things like contemporary, adult, sci-fi, things that I want to try and focus and read a bit more of this year. And I'll be doing that every month. Yeah, I'm being very generous, so I think I've got 10 books that I'm going to list, and even though I'm doing 10 books a month, it's not necessarily I must read all 10 each month or I've failed. It's just I'm a very mood reader, so those 10 books will have quite a breadth of flavour. There will be at least 2 books every month that I will list as must reads for that month, but otherwise for the most part it's just I'll pick from that list on the day, see what I'm in the mood for. Then just have my pages read tracker, so I just colour in and then write down the book, and then obviously just fill in, then at the end of the month write down how many I've done. I then have my books read, so for this page all I do is I just write the name of the book and then how many stars I gave it. I will show you on one of my previous spreads just so you can actually see that in action. So that's what I did here with this one, just the books read, My Hero Academia 4 stars. And you can just see, and then I can list whether I've DNF'd it, or if I've got books that I've carried on to the next month, I'll write that down. So at a glance I can see what I did that month. And then on this page, it's just where I put some of those stats that go towards my goals. So I've got like pages, the format, the genre, where I've got a little key that I will put in the front of my book because I forgot to so far. And then just tick off and then put down my star ratings and my core pile rating. And then if I see any quotes that I really like, I will put them in there. And I really like this because where I've got a bit of free space, so I just did someone floating through space saying wander freely. I mean, that's probably wandering a little bit too freely, because if you end up in space, you've probably wandered a little bit too far. But at the same time, why not? And then as I'm reading, I like to sometimes make notes to help me with my reviews, because sometimes I don't quite remember what I was thinking while I was reading, because sometimes what I think at the start of a book is drastically different to what I think at the end. So it's nice just for me to have a quick note and reflect on what I was thinking. And then occasionally I'll just have a blank page going through the book. So for this one I decided whenever I've got a blank page, I'm just going to do like a random quote page and take those quotes from some of my all-time favourite books and series. So for this one, it's from Dark Shade of Magic, and it is Lila Bard saying, "I'd rather die on an adventure than live standing still." So it's just a reminder to myself to always keep going for that thing and always keep trying stuff and going on adventures. Don't just sort of sit and stagnate, which I am prone to doing. And then finally, as with all of my spreads, we have the 2021 summary. So the January 2021 summary. So every month I do a wrap-up summary spread, so it just tells me at a glance, I can see what my favourite book was that month. I then log how many books and how many hours, because I use an app called Bookly where I record how many hours I spent reading, and it tells me exactly how long it takes me to read books. You have to be quite hot on it though, because it is easy to forget to press the button and actually record it. Then there's like my pages read, then my average ratings from both Goodreads and CawPile, any 5-star reads from that month. So even though they might not have been the best book, they're still 5 stars. And then just like the best main character, the best supporting character, the book that was the biggest surprise to me. So I would say like for 2020, the book that I think it was like the book that gave me the biggest surprise the entire year was Six of Crows. I went into that expecting to hate it and instead absolutely loved it. Then for some it might be that there was a really big disappointment, so I try to keep as little negative on these as possible, but I do feel that's a good one for me to look on, because sometimes I get really hyped by a book and then I get really disappointed, and it kind of just reminds me that I was disappointed by that, so maybe I don't want to read the sequel or something like that. Then the best arc that I read, and then if there's any quotes that I really liked, that can go in there. And then I haven't finished creating that one, but this one will be my book of the month page. And then as you can see, I've got like February, and then I've got all the way up to I think June planned in this one, because when it gets to June I'm going to do like a mid-year review, so I'll be doing like the book tag and little pieces like that. But you can see from this page will look a little bit like if I show you on this. So here we've got like my book of the month was Six of Crows, and just made it look pretty and just highlighted. Very simple, just the book cover with some nice pretty thing just to give that book a little bit of a, so if nothing else, when I flick through the book, I can just see those that stand out. A very quick whistle-stop tour of my January setup, and that's that side of things. So that's January sorted, and then as promised, I will just go through some of my ideas for the rest of this year. So we've got Alice in Wonderland with like a vintagey sort of tea kind of feel to it. I am considering a Lord of the Rings one. There's definitely going to be a manga inspired one, because I've got some really cool stickers come through that have got like anime characters and stuff, and I think it's really cool. Possibly I will have a navy and gold theme, because navy is my favourite colour. Haven't really thought of everything yet, and I'm going to make up some stuff as I go. But also feel free to comment below, like, are there any themes that you think would suit really well? Don't think of anything too overly artsy or complicated, because as I've said, drawing and art is not my specialty, and without stencils and without washi tape my bullet journal would not look anywhere near as good as it currently does. So I am getting better and I am trying more, but if you tell me to do like a Van Gogh style or a Picasso style thread, I probably would be like, no, because that requires a lot more talent and skill than I currently have. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, so you never miss another update. Also feel free to check out my blog. And in the meantime, hope you're good, hope you're staying safe, and I will see you on the next one. Ciao!